I like the other song better, yeah.
Yeah, super calm
Welcome
music.
back. Not super calm music. You're hitting the road.
Time on our cart. Before we head out,
yes.
Just to be clear, I guess I should be running the cart because, if I recall, it relies on a very wise person to use it. Any objections? Or?
No objections.
No.
Where's the horse?
Oh, this is advanced cart technology that I totally know how it works. But no horses needed.
Okay. Is this thing safe?
Oh, very safe. I outran a rock in it.
Like
Bird, not the rock.
I realize how funny that sounded when I said it, but I assume a druid like you knows what a rock is.
Before we take off, I am going to store Frigid Touch in my weapon.
Okay.
Oh, so I am well aware that after the party that it seemed to go through.
Yes,
whether or
the
not
message
it
was successful.
Well, I believe that I don't know if I've mentioned this, but when I tried to contact Comstock, the message was received. I believe it was by her, but it did go through. It did not disconnect like the one time I tried to connect with Brianna.
My sister.
I did, unfortunately, regrettably, forget to inform her about the party, though.
It's okay.
Was this a one-way communication? Did you hear from her?
No, it was a one-way communication. I gave her as much information as I could about who I am and where I am in order to reach me and how to reach me using these methods. And I gave her information about both Brianna and about Niev, I'm sorry, as well, in order to verify that I knew who they were. At least, I don't know if that's helpful or not, but regardless, she should be able to if she has access to the ability to reach me as well.
Well, thank you, Antaeus. It does my heart good to think that she at least knows that I live.
Yes, it would be. I would hate to know that she's out there, unaware of the situation at hand as well, considering how bizarre it is.
I assumed while this was going on, we could have been heading out.
Yeah, no, you are.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm assuming that is what's happening. I am getting ready for what's actually happening while you're heading out.
This is cart chatter.
I forgot to let you know I cast immunity to land sharks.
That's fine. That works out just fine because land sharks are not what you're going to have to worry about here.
Yeah, we need to use that in the mountains when there's mining going on, right?
I also have ignorance and visibility on, and yeah, we're good.
You don't have ignorance and visibility in this game.
I've got ignorance cast on me. Is that?
That just makes you hard to deal with in combat, and everything actually.
If you have ignorance on you and he has ignorance and visibility, does that mean you can't see him?
True. That's all.
I had to make sure that wasn't a spell. Make sure that Steve doesn't actually have any cast on me now that I said it.
All right. I'm going to put these on the GM layer first because I'm going to have the party make some perceptions that they can't see.
Oh, sorry. One quick thing. I just want to remove this off my character sheet. I had additional gear. I had the Wayfinder. I assume Slav wanted that back when we spoke to him, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, I have our tent on my character sheet in case we need it, but I have not applied the weight because I'm just going to be putting it in the
In the
cubby
cart? Yep.
that the cart
That
has.
is fine.
So,
Thank you for specifically mentioning that.
yes, I have it on there, and I specifically took off the weight and wrote while we're in town, I'm not carrying it. And then I was like, okay, we're traveling, we need this, but we have the cart, so it's going to stay in the cart, so I don't have to carry it.
Yeah, I have my extra stuff, like my bedroll and stuff, in that little cubby.
Yeah, I have a section on my inventory where it's bag of holding, and then I have all the stuff that's in there, and then underneath it I have the information and then the weight in the special slot, so I know how much it actually weighs if I take it out of there. Been messing around with a lot of that stuff in John's game, and it's been very helpful. So that way I can find the information when I'm looking for it instead of trying to look it up.
Okay, so what I'm going to need here is I am going to need a profession drive or a... no, it's profession drive. So yeah.
Ooh.
All right. So you are heading down the road, and you and Antaeus spot, as you're starting it to a certain point, a crash of rhinos heading towards the roadway.
Crash?
Yes, a crash.
It's a term for multiple. I don't know how many it means.
A crash, I believe,
Is that an easily discernible number from just looking at them?
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on just a second.
I don't want to spend 6 seconds counting rhinos.
One and one. That was my favorite moment in Fro.
Yeah. I think a crash is just a group in general. But in this case,
Okay.
Your spot checks will tell, or your perception checks, good job, Steve, will at least tell you that there are this many. However, the cart is going pretty quick. And unfortunately, there's a little bit of a wiggle in the roadway. And as Ghoulron is coming up on that wiggle, he does not properly turn it and cuts it tight. And you guys get slowed just enough that in come the rhinos. I am going to need everyone to give me an initiative check. And then brace for impact. Oh, hold on. I'll have to
There you
add
go.
those,
Sorry, I
'cause
forgot
there's,
to click my character.
all kinds of shit in here that shouldn't be here. All right, so the Ivy one should be the 16 one. So many on here. What the fuck happened? Oh, I was testing too much shit. That's what happened. Cool run one will
Oh, good.
be... Ivy
At
will
least
be
hopefully... Oh, sorry. At least hopefully it'll only be 5 checks.
Niev is 13, Ivy is 16, Golron is 4, Antaeus is 20. And let's have these all roll some initiatives.
Oh. Ah.
And really what we're doing is just rolling to see how many of them beat Ghoulron. Or how many y'all want to jump off the moving vehicle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that's 9. One of them off there. That one should not be there. Should be 8. All right, so let's sort them. So, Antaeus, the rhinos are coming towards you. And they show no sign of stopping.
Fair enough. I don't know that there's much of anything that I can do at this moment, so that's
Shield
what I'm
up.
gonna do.
All right. The first of the rhinos will actually go ahead of the cart. Good news for all of you. However, the second of the rhinos will nail the back of the cart. And it will take its attack. It will hit the cart, but I don't suppose a 16 will hit either Ivy or Antaeus.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. So the cart will take... I'm going to roll this in the chat.
Damn it. Mending. That's what we should have taken.
A lot of damage. So, like, the back of the cart takes a big hit, and the cart starts to spin slightly. And then the next rhino is going to ram the front of the cart. Ooh. But it will not get... It'll get a hit in. Not a great hit, but still a hit. Ooh, but it will...
Not a great hit.
hit the cart pretty bad. Cart will bend the other way. The rhino will charge on through. And this rhino is going to almost exclusively hit some Antaeus action here.
We'll see about that.
22 to hit.
Ha! Shield. Down
Damn it.
24.
Well, that's going to still deal damage to the cart. I am going to need reflex saves, by the way, from Ivy and Antaeus, by the way, as these hits happen. And Ghoulron. Damn. The cart is looking in really bad shape right now. All of you managed to stay on the cart, though. Holy shit. The party, like, quickly gets themselves, like, braced for the impact as the cart, like, rocks back and forth.
We've been here before. We've done this with the rock. We know what to prepare for.
Ivy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, I think, hold on and take total defense.
Okay. The next one races up.
Oh, damn it.
That's not going to hit you, but it is going to hit the cart. And you can hear the wheel of the back wheel of the cart crack. Niev. As the cart now spins once more. Hold on, I gotta move the rhinos forward a little more. I can twist the cart.
Alright, so I want to use my wild mischief to try and make them think that there is a predator nearby.
So keep in mind, wild mischief takes a minute.
Okay.
This is all happening in the course of 6 seconds.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess in that case I'll just do total defense then.
Okay. Then this rhino comes head on!
Our cart is so fucked.
Yeah, I rolled this rhino and I was like, holy shit. And I was like, 2d4, how bad can it be?
Oh, so bad.
Maximum rhino.
Why did they have to roll the initiatives they did?
I know, that was also pretty good. Yeah, the cart is going to get knocked off of the roadway. And since this is a front-end collision, I am going to need both a reflex save and a fortitude save from the party. Antaeus, you are thrown from the cart.
I make a good fort save.
Yeah, you do not sustain any bodily damage from it. From the impact, anyway. You will take roll me a d6, and that is how much damage you'll take for flying from the cart. Niev, you managed to stay in the cart. Ivy, you managed to stay in the cart. Ghoulron, you managed to... Ghoulron, you also do not manage to stay in the cart. And that is exceptionally bad for you. Let me have another reflex save. Oh, yeah. Bad news bears for you, sir. Because you are going to take... As you roll across the top of the rhino.
Ouch.
Thankfully, though, with the way you stopped, these other 2 rhinos will just pass on by. Gul'ran.
This is the current position of this rhino. It hasn't run over the cart.
It is like stuck with the cart on the front of its horn.
And the cart, how's it looking? Is it like completely?
The cart is in really bad shape. It's got a lot of magical energy protecting it, but it looks like a lot of that is starting to break down pretty quickly. Should have put some
all right, I will
combat music here. Not doing this right.
cast a spell. All right, this is kind of weird. Is the cart considered my ally?
The cart is not considered your ally. The cart is not a thing that you can be friends with.
Well, all right. I'm gonna try to rule lawyer here. So I'm gonna cast this spell, and if it tries to like attack the cart, I want to try and make it attack me instead.
I will allow
Is that a
that.
reasonable thing?
Yes,
Okay.
I will 100% allow that.
All right. So I cast this spell behind the.
So
rhino.
yeah, it will make a will save.
Well, this is only if it attacks the cart.
Oh, it's gonna try to push the cart away. The cart is in its way.
So then, yeah, as an immediate action, I try to make it attack me
Yep.
instead.
Okay. Antaeus. It'll go on its action.
Okay, so I fell down and I'm where I currently am then?
You are where your character is, yep.
Okay. This one seems to be the only one that's
That one is like presently pushing the cart forward with its horn.
And I'm guessing that I am laying directly on the ground, right?
Yes, you are prone.
Perfect.
Oh, was I prone to? I guess it doesn't matter. I could have.
You could have stood up, yep, and it would not provoke because its horn is stuck in the cart at the moment.
I will,
We're stuck under the cart.
I guess I will get up
Yeah.
and move out of its way.
Yep.
And if I am able to go defensive, I will. If not, then that's the end of my...
Okay. This rhino's going to charge off. 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 Ivy.
How heavy is this cart?
Very heavy. A couple hundred pounds. Or, yeah, several hundred pounds.
So not something I'd be able to really shove on my own.
I mean, you'd also be shoving it against the weight of a rhino.
Well, I was thinking trying to basically, like, if you're trying to shove it out of the rhino's way type thing.
Yeah, but you'd be pushing the raw weight of the cart. So you're probably looking at about, I'd say like 400 pounds, 300 to 400 pounds, I think. Let me look up cart weight.
Well, also, given where we currently are, I think you'd probably be shoving it into another rhino at best.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they don't list the weight of a cart. That's kind of weird. There are several situations that could come up. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I guess I'll carefully... Why can't I move? What's going on?
You did move. You moved 1 forward, and then you moved 2 forward.
It's like...
The arrow keys don't always work great on hexes.
No, I'm trying to literally pick up my character and move it, and it's like it has moved because now the little indicator is somewhere else than where I literally see my character.
Well, I just pulled your character back because it moved 2 squares when it should have only moved 1.
My stuff is just waking out. Basically, I'm just going. I need to refresh, but I'm going to move up next to Gul'ran and ready an attack if it starts attacking him.
Okay. Let me see this with compel hostility. Yeah, it will for a moment go to like try to move its horn up to get Ivy as she tries to attack the cart. And Gul'ran, instinctively your hammer reaches out and like smacks at its tail, and it quickly spins around and takes its attack on you instead.
Ooh.
And it, like, as it spins around, its horn, like, goes way over your head, completely missing the concept of how tall a dwarf is. Then, Ivy, you can move over to where Ghoulrun is.
I don't know where I would have to be next to him and attack him. Hexes are kind
Right
of
here.
weird.
Hexes actually make more sense than squares in some cases, but I won't get into it. But yeah, that is adjacent.
Okay. Yeah, so sorry, I had to get everything reopened back up because it wasn't... yeah, I will just, take a regular attack against it and release my frigid touch if it connects.
Sure.
Oh.
That will hit, and that will crit.
Jeez.
And it'll be staggered for a minute.
It
has
will...
attacks, but...
Yep, it will be staggered. Niev.
Okay, so I'm going to get down off the cart
Okay.
carefully. And I'm going to let's see. I'm trying to walk around to where that I can see the rhino, like look it in the eyes. And I do this time want to try and use wild empathy on it.
Okay.
So
I should probably just, I don't know where, that should be a skill somewhere, but
yeah, it's okay. Ooh, that's not too good.
nope. It does not seem to be concerned with you trying to help make it feel better. Alright, so this thing is staggered, which I believe means it only gets a partial action.
Yeah, it just can't take a full round action.
Yep, so it's going to attack you, Ivy. Compel hostility is until dispelled, I thought, right?
Round per level, or does it only work once?
Maybe I misread it. Hold on.
It does
I forgot to make a will save, anyway. It actually makes its will save anyway, so.
Okay.
Then it will attack Ivy.
Oh, gonna be yikes.
Probably not. That's only a 13 to hit.
Whew, nope. Okay.
Alright, and then... that one leaves. So, let's talk about something really important about how vehicles work when they're not powered by horses. Ghoulrun, before you got flung off of this thing, you didn't happen to remember to hit the brakes, did you?
Nope.
Okay. Does
Looks like it's rhino powered now, no?
does a 27 hit Ivy, Ghoulrun, and Niev?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll hit me.
Oh, God.
Well, the good news is that rhino's gonna be dead. I need each of you to take 11 points of damage as the cart rockets itself off of the roadway.
It's compelled to attack Ghoulrun.
But then the cart
Those
will
things
come
like
to a
heavily
complete
damaged.
stop.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It is damaged, but that doesn't, like, again, imagine, like, that you're rolling around in something that has, like, an energy shield around it, because it's made out of a lot of magic, and magical items have an implicit amount of, like, additional resistance to damage. That's why every time you swing your sword in combat against things, it doesn't, like, really wear down. It can live forever if it's almost forever, if it's magical. But
So is there like an auto gas on the cart then? Because
it's
I'm
just like driving a car. So if you slam the gas on your car and you nail something, the gas pedal isn't necessarily going to immediately stop the car. It's still moving. So these two basically impacted. The Rhino's horn went underneath the cart. The cart still has its wheel spinning and basically goes up the Rhino and over top of you guys.
I guess what I'm imagining here is a car wreck where a car is driving and gets hit multiple times and it's spinning and swerving and stuff. It starts losing its speed momentum to where only the forces of the other cars hitting it are causing the movement towards the.
That's not actually true. If we want to get into the physics of it, when I nailed a car, when I hit a car on the side, okay, I'm driving a car and I hit a car on the side. The van maintained it. The van I hit maintained its momentum and ended up literally down the road a ways.
Yeah, but after
because momentum isn't lost.
3 or 4 times, the momentum starts to definitely decrease a lot.
The forward velocity of the vehicle is still going to be maintained. There is still some level of that happening. Plus, the vehicle has its gas pedal held down. This is not a vehicle with an actual pedal. This is a vehicle where you're putting it in motion.
Does the vehicle basically have
well, that's why the question was, did he hit the brakes? This is like power steer, or not power steering. This is like
so that's why I was asking if there's like a constant gas going, because in my mind, if he's not gassing it, like after all of these hits, it doesn't seem like it would still have the momentum to like at this point be pushing forward.
No, this is a like, va or nova system.
Yeah, okay. So then that makes sense. It has more of like a constant gas system going.
Either way, though, that is it for the combat.
So is this Rhino, is it dead?
That Rhino is dead. Rhino got carted.
If the cart's still trying to go,
actually, give me a heal check.
Okay.
Yeah, you're pretty sure it's dead. It's bleeding a lot.
Yeah, so Goon's immediately jerking around to check on this cart.
I'm gonna try to, yeah.
I was gonna say, can I try and cast Stabilize on the Rhino anyway?
Sure. You don't know if it works, but you cast it.
I don't want the Rhino to die.
But yeah, you'll know that once the cart is off the roadway, the cart doesn't quite function the same way, and it will automatically basically start to slow itself down until it gets out of a certain range of ghoul run, and then the cart will come to a stop.
I want to assess, like, does it look like it could still move with us, or is it completely like...
You're pretty sure it could still move. It just... It looks pretty heavily damaged. Yeah, Antaeus, you figure this thing could probably... The wheel isn't fully removed. Nothing about it is, like, damaged in a way that, like, it's not... It wouldn't still be propellable.
Would I be able to discern how to repair it, or
you would need magic. You'd need to invest some magical energy into it, and you would need to actually do some physical, like, mending or repairs on it. You got any ranks in craft carts?
Well, no, but would a profession check allow me the knowledge of how
a profession in what?
Well, that's a good question.
Because professions require you to pick something.
Yes. I'm aware of that. I'm going to read. I want to read this to make sure I'm saying this right.
And if you don't have ranks in it, you haven't chosen anything.
Breadth of knowledge. Breadth of experience. Sorry, +2 bonus on all knowledge and profession skill checks. It can make those skills untrained. So I don't know if I'd be able to do that.
I think that
or if it's something where
it wouldn't be a profession, it would be a craft.
I figured I'd try to argue that I'd be able to do something that I would, because it's not alchemy, so I don't know how to craft it.
Put the card out here.
Well, it looks like this thing can still bring us there if we're careful.
Can we possibly drag the Rhino or somehow get it to the side of the road so that other people don't hit it?
Sure. While you're doing that, can everyone help gather the pieces of the cart that we can find?
Yes, that's something that I'd be able to carry, so I will do that. This bag of holding.
Sure,
This bag of holding is half of my light load. Thank you.
How much does
you want
a
to perception
weigh?
check to try and collect all these pieces?
15 pounds.
No,
I have a 9.
You'll gather up what you can. You've got some time here.
Okay.
Is anyone else having weird issues with Roll20 right now? Like I, on
No.
my screen, do not see the cart off to the side. I look at the stream and I can see the cart over there. But on my roll 20, the cart is still next to the rhino.
Did you guys know a rhino weighs like 4,000 pounds?
Good luck.
I
Yeah,
mean,
mage hand.
And balls, you have animals?
Goron apparently thinks that I, a half halfling, half elf person, can do this, so he believes in me.
I don't even know if we all can do it combined.
I guess they
Right,
can
what-
weigh as low as 1,500 pounds, so that's not bad.
I
My
was just-
drag is 750 pounds.
My drag is.
If you need a boost in strength, I might have something that'll help you with that. But I would recommend using it for that.
Gonna need a lot more than a boost in strength.
So we're gathering the piece of the cart, moving
Okay.
this rhino if we can up to the side of the road.
Yeah.
And I guess we're gonna try and pull this cart back to the road.
What is the highest strength in the party?
Probably Ivy.
My strength is an 18.
Okay.
Mine is an 11.
And with an 18, what is your max drag? What is your
Drag
drag?
or push is 1,500.
Okay. So you can probably, with everybody's help, just barely manage to be able to push this thing off the road. And I'm just going to check to see if anything's driving this way, but that would be a near impossibility. Okay, you guys are fine. And then, yeah, you guys can all manage to get the cart back on the roadway.
So hold on, I just want to state this before something crazy happens. If I'm able to like sit on the cart and like, if my knowledge of using it, like put it in neutral or like somehow like make it easier to like so people can pull it, somehow do something like that or assist in that manner.
Yeah, that's
If
fine.
Yeah.
You can do what every 5-year-old loves to do when the car breaks down. I'm driving
Yeah,
now.
And then once we're all gathered back in the cart before I command it or whatever, how it really works to move, I'll look at everyone and assess their how are they looking. Or I can just ask as well. Do you guys want a heal?
I'm not terribly injured. I think I could, perhaps do a lesser cure spell for myself. And
Well, I can just channel energy. One use
Okay.
of that. Just one. See how everyone's doing. I guess I'll do it. So,
I am a little hurt. I wouldn't mind.
so it's 14?
Yep.
Okay. That'll put me back
I'm
to
at-
full.
The same.
All right. Get back on the road.
On the road.
Yeah. So the rest of the trip, at least as far as during the daytime, will go very smoothly. You'll see a like small pack of hyenas roaming about the landscape, but you will inevitably make your way to where the road starts to blacken as the sky starts to darken.
Wonderful.
When you say darken, like unnaturally so, or it's
No, like the sun is setting in the sky.
Okay.
Teletubbies say goodbye. So yeah, you
Yes.
guys can make a decision. You can continue the rest of the way to Kari 4 over the night, or you can try to rest out here.
So you said that the road has started to blacken. Is the city in sight, or does
The
it look
city
like it's
is
blackened
in
further?
sight, but it's still a ways for you to get to the city. Like being in sight on the open plains on a road is, I mean, pretty far away, even still. So you're at least probably a few hours out.
So yeah, my point in question was: does the blackened road seem to be at the same position last time, or does it look like it's?
It does
creeped
look
out
like it is further up.
Oh, it does look like it's further.
Yes.
So yeah, as the sun starts to set and we see this blackened road sooner than we expected, I'll turn to everyone and say, I'll slow the cart down almost to a stop and turn to everyone and say, well, what do you think? Should we pull over and rest for the night, or should we push on? It's going to be really dark when we get there. If we expect trouble, I don't know how all of you will fit.
Yeah, I'd rather not encounter these potential lizard creatures in the night. That doesn't sound like fun.
Agreed. I would ideally not like to do that as well.
Well, I'm just worried that perhaps the longer we dwell, the more lives may be in danger. But it will be no use if we go in blind, if hardly any of you can see it as well. So
Best I could do is low light. Well, I have something that would allow me to see in the dark, but I'd rather not use it if I don't have to.
do any of you have... I'm looking at my spells. Oh, I do have a light spell. Could cast on the cart so we can... Oh, this is the same cart we used to go in the mines, right? Didn't it have automatic lights on it, or no?
It does have lights on the front, but at this...
Okay.
No, they're probably still working. It's not quite enough damage. It's pretty close, but not quite enough damage.
What do you guys think? You think they can... Whoever's held up there can last a night for us?
I mean, I don't really know how bad it is to say, but if you guys think you can keep going, maybe it would be better to get there sooner.
I'm inclined to agree. At least assess what's going on in the city.
Especially with the lights working, I feel more comfortable doing so.
Ivy?
Just
I mean, I'm not going to be great in a fight in the dark if it comes to that, but if you all want to keep going, we can see how it looks.
All right. So I think at this point we've agreed to at least get sight close enough to the city to see what's going on.
Okay.
So I think we want to push forward to that point at least.
How far do the lights on the cart go out?
The lights on the cart go out about 60 feet.
Okay. Okay, that's not so bad. For some reason I was thinking it might be further than that. Yeah, I'd like to, while we're pulling up to it, I'd like to see a little further out if there's any activity within the city.
Okay. As you guys pull up to head up to much closer to the outskirts of the city, best way to do this.
Because low light would allow me to see about double that distance. Right. Yeah, I'd like to ideally around about 100 feet or so when I could get a little bit of a distance into the city. I'd like to, at 120 feet, I'd like to start perceiving and seeing if I see anything. And as we're inching closer to it, I'd like to keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
Kind of movement or anything.
Well, then here we go. Bust this out of here real quick. I need to know if Antaeus, you're moving up, or is the whole cart moving within 120 feet? What exactly?
Well, I'm assuming I'd be staying within the cart unless, because I wouldn't feel comfortable going out into the darkness by myself, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I think the idea was we got close enough to at least perceive what's happening in the city.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if if I can see any movement or any light or anything coming from it before we get directly on it.
There is no light coming from within the city. Okay, that's fine then. But but otherwise it is quite dark. Your lights can reach the edge of the city, like the road in, to where you'll start getting to the actual city's outskirts. But yeah, it is dark. All of what would have been the lights in the city are no longer on.
From this perspective, do we see any movement when our lights flash across the at least the first front part of the city? Any movement or anything at all? No.
I'll double check. Hold on.
I do have dark vision, so I don't know if it helps more.
Actually makes it not better. Right now, at the distance you're at, only Antaeus would be able to not be a penalty. Oh yeah, no, don't really see anything. Unless you're going to move within 60 feet.
So how far are we right now? Like 120 feet
You're
away?
120 feet away. That was the last number that I heard anybody say for distance.
Because that's where I'd be able to see the outside of the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said at the first point we could perceive things, so if that's this point, then yes.
If anybody is concerned, we could. I do have augury. We could potentially see what's going on up ahead.
Sure, I'd rather side on the side of potentially saving lives if they're on the brink of death in this tower or whatever is going on.
Certainly. And I'll kind of like run down the details real quick about it just to make sure.
Well, we're gonna ignore that D20 roll, and I will roll the D100.
Oh, I didn't even realize I was already automatically in there. Thank you.
Does anybody follow worship the 8?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. Your vision will come to you soon. Carry on.
Yes, I'm.
What is your exact question?
Let's see. Was it a question or was it like? I thought it was like the parameters for coming out of it, right?
You need a yes. You basically need a question that would result in the answer of weal or good or bad. Weal or woe.
Will we encounter anything dangerous by entering within the city?
Yeah, then you'll immediately get back a wheel.
Okay.
Sorry, you'll get the way you asked it. It'll result back in like there will be danger essentially, but that's not really the way that it's asked.
I was going to ask if for you to clarify on that if it was possible.
Yes, there is danger in the city.
Okay. Yes, there is danger within the city. What I do not know, I probably could have been more specific about it, but
Well, I'm pretty sure we knew there was danger coming here.
well, yes. But at least we know that that something is going on. I should have probably been more clear about that.
Well, does everyone feel comfortable going in now? If everyone feels okay about it, I'd rather try and save some lives than wait a whole night with whatever they're fighting against.
We can continue, but I know that Ivy and myself will probably need some sort of way to see. Fortunately, I can't really see very well in the dark.
Yes, it's a simple
And
spell.
if we're emitting light, we're also going to be a beacon to anything and everything in the city that we're there. So instead of maybe fighting a few things one at a time, we may be swarmed by everything, depending on.
That's true. If it's
things to think of, that us being able to see to be effective also kind of makes us a target.
So
That's
what
true.
if we have Ghoulrun take the lead, cast light on ourselves?
well, if you have something with light, you should be able to extinguish the radiance of it by. If you have like a coin or something, you should be able to close your hand ideally and extinguish
Yeah,
the
How about
radiance.
this?
But
I
if
like
you're in
that
a
idea.
pitch black city, and
Yes, I understand.
like that's going to be easily seen from ways.
Yes. If it makes you feel any better and there's things that are dangerous within the city, they could probably see us within the dark. But yes, having the light does not make it any better in our situation.
I like Niev's approach. I think we should find a few stones around, cast light on them, throw them in Taeus' bag, and should something erupt, he can chuck them out around the field to give you vision.
That still will leave us potentially ambushed, but if that's what you want to do, that's what we can do. But that doesn't stop the fact of once those lights are out, everything in that city is going to know we're there.
Well, I mean, does
Well,
anybody
in
have
the
a
day, if
ranged
we
weapon?
start fighting things in a quiet town, everyone's going to hear us as well, I think.
We don't know if the town is quiet or if it's.
Do you hear
loud.
anything?
It's night. Would I expect to hear something at night?
Yes, if there were people around.
That's a good question. I'm gonna see if I can hear anything ahead of us. I don't know if there'd be a separate roll.
I mean, you guys are still
Yes, I will.
120 feet outside of the outskirts of town, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming I'm expecting not to hear.
Fair.
anything,
You will
to be
not hear
honest,
anything out to this range.
But I figured that if I didn't try, then I would definitely not hear something. So
I'm just saying we are potentially going to be coming up against creatures that no one has really seen or heard much about. They told us lizard creatures that are new to this area, haven't been seen before. We know that the one creature that was supposedly here before burnt the city down. Are these things we want to chance going up against in the dark?
that is a good question.
I'm just saying-
we don't know much about these creatures, and it's going to be hard to figure out much more about these creatures trying to do this in the dark. I understand we want to save as many lives as possible, but I also don't want us to risk our lives in the process of hopefully saving theirs, because if we're dead, we can't save anyone.
Exactly.
If we live, even if maybe one person dies between now and then, that's terrible, but we can...
All right, enough with your rambling, Ivy.
Steve,
Okay.
Steve,
What is your concern? Is it
I
the
don't know if-
lights?
I don't know if we'd be able to see it from out here, but does it look like the city's in the same shape that it was when we left?
The buildings
or
are in a state of disrepair. Yeah.
They don't look. Well, I mean, I'm assuming I wouldn't be able to see too far in, but does it look like it's been? Well, I guess it was recently.
I mean, you are looking in the darkness with the light of your headlights
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
edge of the city.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like I don't think I'd be able to see anything from here, but as we're going in, I would look specifically for that as well.
Are you
To see
heading
if
in?
there's I will leave.
I'm
that
not
up to Ghoul.
describing anything until I have
Oh,
the "we are heading in" statement come from the party.
No, I understand. I just wanted to make sure that I said it so I didn't think it and then forget it.
Okay.
But I will leave that up to Gulron, I suppose. Feels comfortable. We could.
I'm saying
slowly
if
move in.
I don't see a difference. If the only difference is you'll be at a disadvantage fighting in the dark compared to the day. If we walked in there in the day and started combat with these things, everyone would hear it and they would alert others to our presence. It won't change much.
Potentially, yes. Potentially, no.
Potentially yes and no for the other situation as well.
We could also
And
go
during the
around.
day.
We could also go around and then approach from off of the beaten
It's
path.
not like it's a wide open field. There are buildings blocking the light source. Only anything within, as far as the light can shine. My light spell only reaches out 20 feet.
or
it
if
won't
anybody
alert the whole
has,
city to
if anybody has a ranged
like a
weapon, they
beacon
should,
of light.
if anybody has like a sling or something like that, maybe, or a bow or something, we could possibly cast light on that and then launch something into there, and then
True.
maybe see a little more.
But that would
I was
definitely alert to our
trying
presence.
to give some extra other insight, as fighting in the dark is not necessarily the most comfortable thing for me. But whatever you decide you think is best, we can do.
Well,
I think we should get an idea of what's happening before we just sped outside this place.
Yeah,
Let's
so
get a closer look.
worst case scenario, we could potentially. Were there like smaller homes, like hovels?
How
and stuff?
far into the town are you going? Into the city? are you going?
So I would.
There
like
are
to
not
pull
smaller houses on the outskirts.
So
No, I
would
mean
like
on
to-
the inside. Sorry, like because of something that we could hide in, essentially, if we were concerned about being attacked.
There are buildings on the outskirts. Yes.
Well, I mean, from what I remember about it, though, I guess I don't know how much I remember about the layout of it.
Yeah,
but
you guys had like a 20-minute drive in and then a rapid escape from it.
okay,
So I would like to pull over the cart. I don't know if there's a way to.
The
turn off
cart
the
is
lights.
barely moving in general, and the lights are, the closer you get, the more dim the lights seem to get.
All right. I don't know if there's a way for me to like manually like.
Yes,
tell the
you
lights
can
to
you
go
can
off.
tell the lights to
Okay.
go off.
So yeah, I'll shut off the whole thing, put the brakes on, whatever. Kind of steer off to the side, if I can.
Yep.
Steve.
And
sorry, I was gonna say when you're saying that they're getting dimmer, does it look like they're getting dimmer from the source, or
It looks like they're getting dimmer.
okay?
do any? And JS had a good idea. Do any of you have a bow and arrow or a sling?
I have a sling, but I mean, I'm not very. I don't think a sling will get me as far as the city.
What? No, this is if we come across within like 40 feet, you can shoot something ahead of us, so we don't have to walk into it.
Oh, okay.
Just for the purposes of light.
Yeah, so if you cast a light on one of your pebbles and conceal it within a bag of holding or something.
Well, the only problem that I have with that, well, if we can cast light beforehand, sure, but I actually don't have the light spell memorized.
I do. So can you give me one of your pebbles? Or a few of them?
Sure, I'll give you a handful of pebbles.
So do you have a reliable way of covering these?
I didn't mean to click that.
Let's see. I mean, I guess I can put them in my bag, or I have an ammo pouch. I can put them in my ammo pouch.
So I don't know how, Steve, you want to rule this, because I know in the past, I don't remember how you said it works in the past, but I know a lot of people have been changing how this works in like Koibu's games. He re-ruled how that worked. So I don't know how you like if we cast light on it, can you like cover with your hands, or does the magic radiance just go like you need a bag of holding basically?
So you're gonna have to initially cover it with your hands, but you're also going to have to cast the spell with the stone in your hands.
Right.
And
then once I release it,
and then you're going to have to move it from one point to another. At some point, your hand has to open.
Right.
And if your hand has to open, light is going to leave your hand.
But then when I like recover my hand, is it like the light goes
yes.
out? Or okay. Then yeah. So
well, your hand restricts some light. If you've ever put like a flashlight in your hand isn't like a glowing beacon onto the world. It's just like
I know
reddish.
Koibu redid it where like it's magical light, so it'll just do it anyway. But yeah, as long as
I don't agree with that.
While they're doing this, I'm going to probably in vain, but make an attempt to make myself as big as possible to block as much light out of the way, or like suggest they do it behind the cart or something of that nature.
Sure.
I don't think it'll do much, but
sure.
You know.
Okay.
I mean, we're 120 feet out right now, so
you guys do your lighting.
Since they're casting spells anyway, I'm going to spell store a shocking grasp.
Sure. Take it off of your spells right now.
So I'll do 5 pebbles and try to put them in her pouch and see if they radiate light from her pouch, or
they do not.
They dark.
Well, if she closes it, if she seals it, if she doesn't seal it, there's like a flash of light that comes out of the pouch, so she'll have to untie her pouch each time.
Like the briefcase.
I think so. I don't know if we can know this mechanically. Is that like going to consume her move action to like open the pouch, pull a pebble out?
It does. It takes a couple of seconds to undo something and remove it. It will basically be the draw action.
Okay, yeah, I think if everyone's cool with that, I think that's our best thing to do.
Okay.
And Tejas, do you want a few stones to throw in your bag in case you need them as well?
Sure.
I'll grab them if we can find a few stones in the ground.
Okay.
4 or 5, cast light on them and put them in his bag.
Yeah.
And then I will suggest, if you all want to tie a rope to me and you can hold on to it and I can lead the way, I can see in the dark. And I'll tell you if you need to throw a pebble or take out a light stone. Let's just try to get some information about the city. Is everyone okay with this?
I'm okay with it.
Sounds good. If you'd like, I could take up. Well, I don't know if take up the rear, but I guess you could take up the rear because I can see further back than they would be able to.
So, just for mechanics, I have rope hemp 25 feet. Do any of you have a long rope you can attach to this so we can make a longer?
I have some rope. I don't know how long it is, but it would have been probably halfling sized.
Does anyone else have any rope?
If
not, we can make do with these 2 pieces.
I just don't know how long this rope is. It's up real fast.
I believe the kits come with a standard 50 foot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If it would be from my kit is what mine was, so.
Man, it's almost like my suggestion to break things out of your kit separately is useful, so you can see the items that you have and not have to enlarge a kit.
I know mine is 25 feet because I have to get rid of 25 feet because it's too heavy.
Well, see, I had already broken my kit apart because it was too
mine's
heavy.
50 feet.
Then you should know how many feet of rope you have.
All right, put your halfling rope away. Ivy has you covered. So yeah, I think with 75 feet, we should be able to easily tie a rope around Gulron's waist and then have like a trail of rope so they could hold on to it just to like keep track of me.
Okay.
Yeah, that way we can cast light on the rope.
I'll physically be, I guess I want to be like 10 to 15 feet away from them.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not super stealthy, but I'm trying to. Yeah, and we approach the city. If we can approach, I'm trying to approach stealthily. So if there's like some rubble, I can dart behind and
Sure.
so and so. I'm just trying to get.
So
a survey of what's going
everybody's
on.
holding onto the rope, or they have it tied off, or
So my idea was just a rope around my waist and just have a rope that they can just hold on to. They don't have to tie themselves
Okay.
to it. They can just hold on to it so they know where I am.
give me a stealth check.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Okay. And you're getting into how close to the city, or inside of the city?
As close as I can get until something changes. So if I can, if I get to like 30 feet and I see a shadow move or anything
As close
happen,
to-
or
As close
I
to the
can get something.
entrance.
Yeah, like I
or
want to
close-
get it as close to the outskirts of the city so I can start seeing things. If there's absolutely no change and we're at the entrance of the city, then I guess I'll take it from there.
Okay. There is some level of change as you get close to the edge of the city. You can see a slight amount of movement on rooftops.
How far am I when I notice this?
It is at the edge of your dark vision.
It's too far to make out what they are, I assume.
With the check you made, yeah.
Okay. So I'll halt my movement and whisper back behind me. I see some movement on the roofs. What do you guys think?
I don't know. Probably not. Probably shouldn't give them a thing to be able to target us.
Well, if they can see in the dark, they might be able to see me since I see them.
True.
If they're patrolling around, I assume they can. Are we assuming these are threats?
Oh, we know there's danger here. How likely would it be friendly people on roofs?
Well, I would like to know what we're up against. Do you want to see closer?
You feel it's safe.
I mean, it's definitely probably not
Well,
safe, but
As safe as it can be given the circumstances. I'll kind of like keep an eye out around us to make sure on the outside of the city that we're not being ambushed.
So in front of me, is it just like an open road? There's no like cover to.
There's
get
buildings
closer,
all
or-
around the place, but the buildings are very tightly connected together.
But we're still on the outside of the city, right?
You are basically at the edge of the city.
Okay, so like
You
any
said
further
you'll go
we're, like,
all the way to
going
the edge of
inside.
the city.
I just want to make sure because
Yep.
you said it was at the edge of my dark vision. So
Yep.
So at 60 feet away from me, I can see figures moving on that roof.
Yes.
Is there anything I can discern from their movements? Do they seem to be patrolling?
Not
or is
with the
it-
check that you got.
I'll move in 20 feet more and see if I can discern their movements or what these things
Sure.
are.
Give me a perception. I will let you make the perception check. It's some kind of very small figure, but you can't really make out much.
All of them are the same heights, or are they all different heights? Or
Hard to say. Like
Hard to say.
you're able to see a little bit of one, a little bit of another, but that's it. I mean, you didn't roll great. They're not exactly not trying to keep themselves hidden. So
Right, I
Or
guess I'm
trying
looking
to.
for like
That's me.
basics. Like, are they like hopping from rooftop to rooftop? Are they?
you're not getting that much. You're not rolling that high. Like that was a 14 is a pretty bad roll versus their stealth.
Right, but I'm literally looking at them, so I can't.
No,
see
you're
what
not
they're doing.
literally looking at them. You know how like you notice something moving around and then you like glance over and like you see a slight shadow move from one point to another? That's what you're seeing.
Okay, sorry, that wasn't clear to me.
Okay.
So I'm just seeing like flickers of shadows move on the rooftop. I'm not
Correct.
actually seeing anything. Okay.
Well, you're seeing movement. You asked when you
Seeing
see
movement.
movement to let you know that you saw movement.
Okay. So I've moved 20 feet closer, and my dark vision doesn't reveal anything else, I guess, right?
If you're going to move another 20 feet closer beyond the 20 feet you just moved, then you can give me another perception.
Yep, I'll move a bit closer,
Okay.
keeping to the edges of buildings and
Oh, so we did go in then? Sorry,
Yep.
my thing froze up for a moment.
I am now 40 feet.
Give me
within the
another
city.
perception.
Okay.
Yeah, again, you can make out a wisp of shadows, but that's about it.
Nothing in the streets, all on the rooftops.
All on the rooftops. Shadows in the moonlight.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to tell where the tower is from this point?
The tower is a very easily recognizable thing because the moonlight will hit it and kind of cast a bit of a shadow over it. The moonlight is very faint, but it does leave enough that you can see the tower in the distance. You know that this is the fastest way from where you're entering to get to the tower in the city.
I'm gonna be very quiet and just put my ear to the open air. Do I hear anything?
Give me another perception. It's very quiet.
So I don't hear like the screams of people in danger or.
Mm-mm.
All right. I'm going to return to the party, like, because I was 25 feet away from them,
Okay.
and walk back to them. And I'm gonna say, I can't tell what's in the. I'm whispering. I can't tell what's above us. There's things moving in the shadows. I don't think we're doing any good in here. I don't hear the cries for help, so I think we should just come back when we can see light revealing everything.
So while you're having that talk, I did not do this with them. Each of you will get an arrow fired from the rooftop towards you. So we're going to start from my camera order. So Ivy, you are top left. Are you the first? So that is a 23 to hit.
Yep, it'll hit.
For 7 points of damage.
Yep.
Then Antaeus, you are next with the 10.
Nope.
Gulran with a 15.
Nope.
And Jess with a... No?
No.
Damn. All right. And so 4 arrows will fly out from the darkness around you. And Ivy will take a small like hit to the chest, barely breaking your armor. And you'll like start to hear yipping in the distance. Yep, you may act.
Is that a language, or is it just like a noise? Because
it is just a noise.
Okay. Because if it was a language, I would like the linguistics.
No,
but if
it's just a noise right now.
I want to look for the nearest thing to try to get behind, like a building or something, or the wall,
or inside,
where the arrows came from. And
the arrows seem to come from all different directions. Well, I mean, there's not a lot of light here, so it would be really exceptionally hard to tell where the arrow came from.
Yes, I'm just clarifying. So we should be 25 feet until the exit of the city, correct?
Correct.
So yeah, I'm going to direct Niev to shoot a sling into the city, and we're running.
Okay.
Okay. That's what I'll do.
Okay. There will be no further fire.
When she fired the sling, when I see her fire the sling, does it reveal anything, or
you would have seen a few things run across the rooftops as the sling arrow goes. Little glints of red would be visible as they're kind of escaping where the light comes.
Little glints of red emanating from them, or just in general?
Like the light reflecting off of bits of maybe something red they're wearing.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm mechanically running.
Yeah.
His dwarf speed is slow. So
Yeah,
it's 60 feet around. So yeah, if they're not chasing us, we get back to the cart.
Okay.
All right. Looks like they're guarding the city, and it looks like they're using. Well, there's no one on the streets, but this might have been the night guard. So I hope you have that keep watch spell. They might be looking for us in the night now.
Yes.
So make me keep watch. All of you get some rest and prepare for entering the city tomorrow.
I also have another spell that I
Hide campsite. What the hell is this? Appear to be affected of untouched, preventing foliage.
Nice.
Well, I'll be damned.
That'll work out very well.
Sweet.
And,
Yeah, before. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, and I was gonna say, and I'm putting keep watch on Goron.
Yep. All right, so yeah, you guys will be able to rest comfortably.
Okay. If we're going to go to sleep before I go to sleep, I would like to cast that on myself.
Okay.
Using the lucid dream thing. And I'll try to. Well, I don't know if I have that much control over the dream, but effectively, like, if I do have some measure of control over it, I would like to try to recreate the vision that I saw as best I could, but I don't.
Okay.
To see if I could pick up on any details or anything like that, but
No,
I know
there
that it's
wasn't-
kind of vague on that.
It was way too dark. There was very little to see.
Okay, gotcha. That's fine.
All right, give me your rest.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, give me your rest.
While I was keeping watch, I can see out of this illusion, correct? So did I see any of them like searching the grounds for us?
Nope.
160 feet? Okay.
All right, it is the next morning.
Would I be able to take a quick 5-minute break?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a short break. And we'll be back in about 5